I struggle with that because it's like you almost have to make yourself a brand and you have to curate that
Hmm.
brand and put forward this picture. There it doesn't feel like there's a lot of space for the real human creator. Not that there isn't. I feel that pressure of like we have to always be winning and succeeding and showing perfection only. And when I create, I think that's why I'm drawn to balancing. Like I start with the stone that makes me feel something. And then if it's very angular, I might try a more organic setting to kind of balance, create this balance and this push and pull. I sometimes lean into the lack of, I'm a perfectionist, but I've had to lean into this imperfection is part of what comes with something being created by your hands instead of CAD or which are awesome. I would love to learn CAD, but it has a precision to it that is so difficult to create by hand, and that um, having that kind of balance of the humanness in your work is something that I've tried to become more flexible in and like embrace the fact that this is something that comes with hand built jewelry that I can only make it so perfect because I'm creating it with my own hands. And if I compare myself to that which is printed by a machine, then I'm just going to, go into a dark spiral, which isn't helpful. Um, but yeah, kind of always having that balance and that humanness to my work is so important.
Yeah, I see that in your work. I see that in when I look at your Instagram that it's very personal and human. And again, working in gold with higher prices, it's almost feels like, oh, I need to have my pieces modeled in a certain way. I
Mhm.
need to have, the backing of this retailer or whatnot for it to feel real. There was always for me
Mhm.
kind of that undercurrent of not being enough,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
I guess going back kind of to imposter syndrome of just
Yes.
like, I'm sitting here in my yoga pants in my studio with my hair, I mean, this is what I look like every day.
Yeah.
And, you know, that wasn't what I was seeing around me. And it took me a long time to really just kind of settle into, no, it's all right. I have a core base of people that come to me. I I don't need to sell to everyone. That wasn't what I wanted to
Mhm.
do. I
Yeah.
learned that very quickly. And it still had to come back to what my true north was. Yeah. So then what do you decide to kind of share publicly online and then keep sacred?
I feel like it's a balancing act, and sometimes I share things from like, "Oh, that felt a little too personal. I guess maybe I shouldn't share that." It's kind of I kind of go through phases. I think that I try to share consistently. If I don't have anything polished, sometimes I'll just share a photo of me drinking my coffee or my cat or my whatever, my messy space.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost a push against that feeling like you're talking about of there's this ideal that we should be achieving. And I'm curious because I feel like especially women, or I should say, especially independent jewelry artists, it's like we put all of these expectations on ourselves. We need to be completely ethical. We need to be putting out this perfect image. We need to be having, it's like we're trying to compete with a big company that wouldn't necessarily, they're not doing all the things that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to continually like engage with my own motivations and think like it's okay that this is where I'm at right now with like that I'm sharing something personal because I haven't actually created in 2 weeks. So I have nothing to share. Or to kind of like remind myself that I'm a human. I'm not just a product producing machine. Um, but I try to just make sure that everything is uh, kind of aligns with it's like giving a peek into the artist's world without obviously giving too much information or
Yeah.
too social media is just such a
Oh, it
confusing
is.
thing to engage
Yes, I
with.
was